Welcome to the video about how to prepare shippings for CANPAR. Um, there are a couple basic steps that we're gonna follow. As you see on the screen right now, I prepared a little quick reference guide that you can also find at any point um, on the server. Basically, going to storage at the bottom of your screen, tutorials, shipping, CANPAR, and to the quick reference for shipping. Clicking by the PDF file, the same file that I have on the screen would open. First thing that you want to do when you want to ship something with CANPAR is to first put the labels to the printer. There are specific CANPAR shipping labels that you will find in the cabinet close to the printer. The printer mm, used in this case would be the Xerox printer, and you use tray 3. The labels are being put in with face down, being the side that is being printed is down, and in case that one of the labels has been already taken out from the sheet that you're putting in, you put the one that is still on, being the top of the page towards you. There will be a couple pictures as well in the same folder as the reference guide if you have any doubts how to put the labels in. Next thing you need to do is to get the basic information for the shipping. First one is the address that you're shipping the boxes to. You need the full address, including the postal code, as well as the contact person that you're shipping to. Next thing is the weight of the box plus the size, and you need that for all the boxes that you will be shipping. Next thing would be the approximate value. There is no exact way to decide on the value of the product being shipped, because the actual value would bring the cost of the insurance way too high. So the value is always about half of the price to the customer. Uh, Next thing would be check on your labels that you have enough labels in the printer, and as well as at the end you will need some regular blank 8.5 by 11 paper to print the manifest. Once you have all this information for all your shippings, we will start the process of entering it to the system. For that, we will use the CANPAR website. You can access it directly from typing in canpar.ca or from the homepage, which is the way I'm going to show it to you. Simply to the filter category, we put CANPAR and the link comes up. I'll go quickly back and show you that in the description you can find the username and password to log in, which is Lucy at tobeseen.ca, and the password is LUCIE. The password is case sensitive, and you simply log in. Uh, to enter the shippings, you need to go to Can Ship, which is the third arrow from the top. First thing that we need to enter, as I mentioned earlier, first piece of information is the address of the place where we're shipping the products to. Our profile on the CANPAR website includes quite a few addresses in the address book, and every new address that you would be entering it always save, so that next time you don't have to type all the information. But every time you can always just type in filling all the fields from the customer ID, which can be just the school name, to the name. The name is the name of the school or client or organization. It's not the person, it is the company or school. Address 1, 2, and 3 is for your street addresses, PO boxes, and all of that. Always type in the city, province, and the postal code. Postal code, do not include the space after first 3 digits, just the all 6 digits together. Double check that if you're copying and pasting from ACT or another place that it copied all 6 digits in. You always want to also enter the attention. Attention is the person you're sending this to, being the teacher or contact person from a company. Once you enter all the information in, you hit the save address. That way it's going to be saved in the address book. The next way that you can find addresses once they're in the address book, and the easier way is to simply search the address book. Um, you can search by either customer ID or the company name. For example, if you want to ship something to Tompkin Road Middle School, I'll simply type T and go find. I can put more than just the one letter. I can type Tompkin or anything like that. But you want to start, it has to start with the same letter as it was entered. So let's say if you're sending something to St. Thomas Public School or anything like that, and you're not sure if the periods were entered in originally, just type in S and search from there. As you can see in this case, I typed T, and the first 5 schools starting with T came up. Uh, Check for the next pages. As you can see, we have 4 pages of addresses starting with T. So going through next and next, we can see Tompkin Road Senior Public School. Now, if you click on the custom ID, that is the link to fill in the information. And as you can see, everything was filled in. Always check if the person that was saved is the same as the one you're sending it to. In lots of schools, we have more than one teacher that orders product, and you want to make sure you're sending to the correct person. You can save the address with the new contact if it's a replacement of the previous one. Um, if it's a second contact, you would replace it, and next time you would have to correct it again. Next part that we have to enter about every shipment is the package details. The service we use is always CANPAR ground. Next thing that we need to enter in is total pieces. It is the number of boxes for this shipment. Let's say you have 200 shirts that you're shipping to Tompkin, and they are in 3 boxes. You would enter 3 here. Um, the next part we need to know is the weight, total weight, and also the dimensional weight. In this case, since we have 3 boxes, we have to enter the information for all 3 boxes. Clicking to the piece weight dimensions tab, you see that we have now space for 3 boxes to select, and you would enter the weight for each of them. For example, 20, 30, and 30. That is the weight in pounds. As you can see, the total weight calculates automatically. Also, the size of the boxes is something that you should be filling in. If you do not enter the exact correct information, once the packages are processed at CANPAR, they would correct it. but it's always better to put the approximate length, width, and height of each box. For example, I'll put in 21 by 15 by 8. And it shows you that the dimensional weight of this box is 14.58 pounds, but the actual weight is 20. So in this case, the box would be counted as 20. If the dimensional weight was higher than the dimensional weight would count. The dimensional information does not have to be entered for everything, but it is always better to put it in. Next part that we need to look at is the declared value, which is the value of the whole order being all boxes together. As I mentioned before, it should be approximately half of the invoice being sent to the customer. The declared value should be in the multiples of $80. With every $80 added to the declared value, the charge for the extra insurance goes up. So always enter the multiples of 80 being 80, 160, 240, and so on. Next part is printing the actual label. From here, you want to just quickly check that you have your labels in the printer and ready to go, because once you hit ship, the shipment is being sent to the online system, and also the print window is going to come up. As you can see, you can select the printer you're going to be sending it to. As I said, the Xerox is the one we'll be using, and you want to check the preferences that you have to make sure that it's going to get printed in the same tray where you have the labels. As we said, tray 3 with the labels face down. So I would select tray 3, and 8.5 by 11 should be the size, and simply hit OK. And send it to the printer. You also notice that the information about the shipment has disappeared, which also means that the label cannot be reprinted. The labels are not saved anywhere within the system, and they cannot be reprinted. So be careful that you do have the labels printed properly. In case, for whatever reason, the printer gets stuck and doesn't print the labels correctly, you have to void the shipping and enter it again. Another way is to print your labels into a PDF and save that, but that's just a longer way to go, and it does not have to be done if you have your labels put into the printer correctly. In 99%, you're gonna get your labels printed correctly. From here, we can enter the next shipping, let's say the next school or company that you would be sending your product to. Basically, would repeat the same steps from entering the address, package details, and the value. Once you are done with all the shippings, we need to print the summary of all of them for two reasons: for you to see and check that you have all of them entered in the system and recorded properly, and also you need a printed copy to attach with the boxes for the CANPAR driver to pick up. First thing that you want to do is to view current shipments. As you can see, go on the top to view current shipments, and it's going to show you the list of the ones that we entered. In case you need to void any shipments, you do it here as well by simply taking off the void field, as I did here in this case, and then you hit the tab void. As you can see, it disabled the void field next to the shipment, which means it's going to be deleted from the online system. And next time you would log into the CANPAR account, the shipment would disappear. From here, when you see that all your shipments were entered correctly, you simply go to print manifest. At this point, you want to have just a regular plain 8.5 by 11 paper in the printer. You just see that it's for today's date and go to print manifest. And again, you can select your printer and the printing preferences and hit OK and send it to the print. If the shipment's being dropped off at the CANPAR depot and not picked up by the CANPAR driver, you print 2 copies of the manifest. Otherwise, just 1 copy is fine if the driver is picking up the shipments. And that's it for how to create shipments with CANPAR. There will be a separate video on how to enter pickup tags if you need shipments picked up by CANPAR from a school or company and brought back to you.